Hi everyone, in this lesson I'm going to talk to you about paper size choices for your booklets. Now just like any other promo piece or any other print piece, Booklets is a great place to start, but they have a lot of different size options and format options and design layouts and all of that. So where do you even start when you're looking at booklets? Well, I'm going to show you two sizes here just to get you thinking. One size is going to be the very standard size to start you out. The other size is what we are going to use in the rest of this course to design our booklet. Now, the first size is very common, and the example that I have for you here is a playbill. And a playbill is something that you get handed when you're at a theater performance. So if you go to a Broadway show or you go to something locally, more than likely you're getting some sort of booklet like this. Now, the actual paper weight, the color usage, and the style will vary, but the size itself is going to be like this. Now, this size is letter size, or A4 size. And when it's folded, it's actually going to be 8.5 by 5.5, or half of a letter folded, right? Half of A4. So when you take it out, it looks like just a sheet of paper. And so that is a very common size. It's very easy to design for because in InDesign you can lay this out on just a regular sheet of paper cut in half, or you can format your InDesign document to be the folded size. It's entirely up to you, but it's so common. It's used in everything from programs to playbills to brochures, anything that you may need in that category. It's very user-friendly for that. And so this example has a harder outer cover than the internal pages, which is very common for booklets because it makes it a little bit nicer, a little more presentable by having a sturdier outer shell, especially because you're going to be flipping through these pages. And so this booklet has that. Now, the other size that you can look at is the size that we will be creating for in this course, and it is a 4x6 booklet. This is a perfect size for those chapter samples for authors or other books that you may be making smaller versions of and use for promotion. And this is why we're going to use this, because it's a little different. So it's not going too standard, too mainstream. It's going to get you thinking of designing in a much smaller space and how to get 20 pages of content into this little tiny booklet. And again, this booklet has a sturdier outer shell, and then it has glossy sort of text insides that is still sturdy but not like the cover. And it just gives a nice book feel to this. So those are two options that you have available. Obviously, you can vary this depending on your project. So once you get more comfortable, for example, you can cut this in half. You can go a little bit taller, you can go a little bit wider. You have options available to you. Of course, the more custom you get and you stray from traditional sizes, it will add to the overall cost of your project because it changes up how your printer can lay out those pieces on a sheet of paper. So the more standard you are, the more they can get your work on a sheet of paper, allowing them to produce more for less. And so while you can get super creative, it's important to stick with some standards for most of your projects, especially if you're starting out. And then once you get comfortable, you can vary it and have a lot of fun with your creativity and choosing those sizes. Now, in the next lesson, we are going to talk about binding options and other options for your booklet before we dive into your overall design.